And we are live, baby. Everybody, welcome back to Angie's World. Today is a very special episode. I'm doing a new podcast series, y'all. We're still doing Angie's World podcast. This is a new series and it's called The Ladies VIP. And my very first guest that I have on the Ladies VIP is all the way from the UK. She goes by the name of Lydia.
What's good, everyone? Hey,
What's
Angie.
up, Lydia? Oh my God. Finally, you are on my show. I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you. I know you've been trying to get me on your show for ages.
Yes, finally we get to do this. And you're on the very first episode of the Ladies VIP Lounge. That's
I'm
what's
excited.
up.
I'm excited.
Well, actually, it's called the Ladies VIP. I think I got Lounge from because Lydia's on Clubhouse and her Clubhouse is called Lydia's Lounge. Yes.
I've not actually done anything in any of my spaces like in such a long time. Like, it's crazy. I need to start getting things on the road again and start doing like rooms and stuff because my rooms actually used to pop. But
yeah, you know what? You've been real busy, which brings me to, yes, I like to do a little bit of a wellness check on all my guests. And look, I'm over here. Look, I can't, I need to get this microphone over here. So, yes, I like to do a little, if you see me looking to the sides, because my little notes are here, right? You've been really busy. You've been on a world tour. You've been, let me tell you something right now. She took a trip to the US, right? How was that?
Yeah, it was good.
So where did you go and what did you do? You're back home now, so no one could go like stalk her. She's back home in the UK now. But where did you go when you did your world tour in the US and how did you like it? What would you get out of it? Was it your first time in the US?
So yeah, it was my first time in the US. Like my overall plans are to eventually move over to the States. Like that's what I want to do. I want to move over to the States. I want to start building. I want to start doing things over there because I just feel that I'm a little bit more aligned with that part of the world.
Yeah.
I am.
You are.
It's crazy.
You are.
So, you know, I went over there initially for a holiday, okay?
Yeah.
Just to meet a few people that I was connecting with and, you know, really cement those bonds that I made off Clubhouse.
Yes.
And yeah, you know, I had a great time. I stayed with a friend of mine for a month and a half and stuff, and it was fantastic. Like I got to meet so many people, made new friends.
So awesome.
And then I ended up extending my ticket from 3 weeks to like 4 weeks, and then 4 weeks went to 6 weeks, and then 6 weeks went to 8 weeks. And I was like,
yes,
what is going on? Like I keep pushing back like my time.
You didn't want to go home.
I didn't want to go home. I did not want to go home. And then I just kept on meeting like more and more people. And then I came back for 2 weeks and then I went back for the Super Bowl. I've been like back and forth. Like it's crazy.
That's what's up. So where did you visit when you went to the US? Like what states did you go to?
So I was only in LA.
That's what I was going to ask you about because I know you were enjoying LA so much and I wanted to know what did you do out there and what do you like the best about LA?
So the best thing that I did when I was in LA was I kind of fell in love with this karaoke spot.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and this karaoke spot really, God, it's R&B. Like I have got that R&B type of heart.
Yeah,
you know? And I guess for like me having like this R&B type of heart, being in this karaoke environment like really made things so special.
That's what's up.
And yeah, and I don't know, I guess for like me the karaoke was just the best thing. Like the people that you get to meet there, like people go there and they're so passionate with singing.
Right.
they are literally singing their hearts out to people who could end up signing them to their record labels. Like people get
super talented.
Yes, super talented. So yeah, I mean, it's a great thing, you know, it's a great thing. And I had a great time. I had a wonderful time. I would do it all over again. I would.
That's awesome.
And I can't wait to be back in April.
Yes, when you come back, I know I keep saying this, but we definitely have to connect in New York. Definitely. You have to come to New York.
Damn, it's gonna be hard, babe.
But that's okay. Listen, we have the whole year. So if you come back in April and then you go back to the UK and you relocate permanently down the line to LA. LA and New York is like people go back and forth all the time from LA to New York. So that's not going to be an issue.
No, I definitely want to connect with you. I know we've been saying this for ages, but I definitely need to connect with you when I come out.
Absolutely. I love Lydia so much, y'all. She's such a dope person. And even though she lives in the UK, it's almost like you connect so much with us here in the States. It's like I always forget you're from over there. It's like, and then when I think about you moving out here, I'm like, she would be perfect in LA. I know you would be perfect in Vegas or LA. That's definitely where I could see you fitting in the most.
I guess it's because like every girl looks the same out there as well, so it's just like I'm blending in. Like,
yeah, but also I think you would like it there more than New York because of the weather, and it's very like New York is very fast paced, very grind, very, you know, California is like the total opposite. It's more like laid back, less anxiety kind of thing.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I think like LA still gives you anxiety. I'm not going to lie to you.
Really?
Yeah. I would say LA does give anxiety. It just depends on like how you want to overcome that anxiety. Like, is it really anxiety or are you just worried about the traffic?
Yeah, the traffic is out of line. The traffic is out of line over there.
Traffic in
especially LA, because that's the city part.
I'm never driving in LA ever again. Okay, so I borrowed my friend's car, okay, in LA, and I took him to the Super Bowl game. Okay, dropped him off, and then I went about my business, did what I was doing. Came back to give him back the car. That traffic when the Rams had won by the Super Bowl stadium was crazy. Okay,
yes.
Like, different level, crazy. I ain't never seen anything like it before. I was like, no, get me the hell up out of here because this is too much for me. But yeah, I mean,
you're in London, right, Lydia?
Yeah.
So London traffic doesn't get like that.
No, London traffic gets like that. But London traffic, the difference between LA traffic and London traffic, London is very, very small. So you being in traffic in London is like the whole country comes to a standstill.
Right.
LA, the United States, is like 10 times bigger than the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Bigger than the United Kingdom.
Right.
So your traffic is continuously moving.
Yeah.
Like, you're still rolling. Even if you haven't moved that far, you're still rolling somewhere.
Right.
The UK, it comes to complete and utter halt. Like, they don't know what they're doing.
Oh, like, Lord.
So.
And were you born and raised in London, Lydia?
Born and raised in London, yeah.
Okay, so she is a veteran. She is a born and raised Londonite. I don't even know if that's a word.
Not a Londonite. Not a Londonite. She just said a Londonite. Y'all on some bullshit.
I literally just made that up, y'all. Londonite, baby.
No, you are crazy, okay? She said Londonite. Okay. I'm so done with you already. We've not even started.
Ah, man, I love Lydia. Okay, and this is the other thing I want to ask you. What's the difference between the karaoke spots in the UK versus over here, you know, in the US?
They don't have like these R&B karaoke spots.
Okay.
Like, they've got like R&B brunches, but they don't have like R&B karaoke where, you know, all the celebs are still like, they're all vibing with you. Everyone is just on some normal shit. Like, it's just fun. Like, no one there who goes to karaoke is on this stunting bullshit or trying to be someone they're not. They're just vibing to the music. unless you're one of these big boy players who are getting tables and whatever, and
right, that's everywhere.
Way. Cool, that's do your thing, do your thing. But the majority of people that go to the karaoke, they just want to have fun, and I think that's what makes it a great spot.
That's the stuff. I definitely need to come visit. I need to come visit you too, Lydia, and go say hi out there before you permanently move over here.
Yes.
And then I ain't gonna know nobody over there, so I gotta hurry up and visit Lydia.
No, you need to come over. We'll have so much fun.
Yes. So much fun. And for those of you who are wondering, Lydia is my Greek goddess. So Lydia is
good to be here with you.
Yes, because I'm telling you, if it had to be anybody first, it was definitely going to be Lydia.
I love it.
Yes, me and you, we're alike in a lot of ways because we're very serious about protecting women and, uplifting, empowering, and protecting women. And so that's why I was like, having you as my guest here is literally like, the perfect way to honor Women's Month and kick it off with this series.
Yeah.
People that have been on Clubhouse before and have seen Lydia in rooms or maybe been in Lydia's lounge or maybe even relationship talk with us, when you think about, strong women that have overcome so much and has come out on the other side, you think about certain women. Lydia is definitely one of those women. That you think about. And I wanted the Ladies VIP to be like a place where, women can go and just, feel comfortable listening, whether they're, in between taking care of their kids or they're at work listening, or they want to watch this on YouTube and just, hear women talk about things that they might be going through now or, their friends, just real life stuff, a safe place for them to go. And so, like I said, if you know Lydia, she's been through so much in relationships. And I just want to say, I'm so proud of you. If I'm looking over to the side, it's because I want to make sure I hit all these points. I'm so proud of you from the bottom of my heart, because I know you on a different level and I love you. And you really do care. Me and you are very, very passionate about inspiring, motivating, and uplifting women. We're very serious about that. And so that's what I love about you so much. And, I'm just so proud of the work that you've done on yourself to become who you are today. It's not easy. You see this, everybody is looking, see this beautiful girl right here. Let me tell you something. She been through some things. She is very down to earth. It ain't just no pretty face. Let's talk about it. Let's wake it up. You don't have to go too deep, Lydia, but if you, whatever you're comfortable with, right? Mm-hmm. And whatever you want to share, speak about some of the things that you went through in your relationship, because I know that this is going to help women and some men who may be going through something similar.
Oh, God.
I know, right? It's like we're so serious, but you know what? Honestly, I feel like this is going to help people. And it's just because you know what it is? Those moments that we've done this before on so many different platforms, on Clubhouse, and we see the movement and the shift of how it helps people there. We could put this video out or this audio out, and 5 years later, somebody could be watching this, and you just never know, how we can inspire. So that's why, we're going to get into a topic today, but I do want people to get to know you and your story and a little bit about you before we move on.
Sure. Oh, damn.
Well, let's start with how difficult relationships are, if you want to talk about that, right?
Which part?
How
far do you want to go? How far do you want to go?
Well, however you feel comfortable, Lydia. However you feel comfortable. For people that don't know, Lydia is you're single now or dating?
I'm single. Yeah, no, I'm
okay,
single.
Lydia is single now, but she wasn't always single. Lydia went through and I swear she should really be a therapist because of the things that Lydia went through and what she's overcome. Whatever you feel comfortable speaking about, your prior relationship. You don't really have to go into too much detail. Just give people, I guess, an overview on it and how you were able to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess like one of my main relationships that I've always spoken about is the one that I kind of suffered a lot of mental abuse from, a lot of cheating, a lot of, violence and stuff. And I guess for me, coming out of that relationship was, I think, the most strongest thing that I had ever done. And
yes,
it was so difficult to let go of this toxic person because I was so used to the toxic.
Yeah.
And I got used to the toxic. And I think toxicity really does make people attach onto it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's an issue that isn't always spoken about because people are very quick to blame someone else, or they're very quick to blame a situation, or they're very quick to blame the other person. No one's taking accountability. No one doesn't want to own up to their own faults as to, did I actually push this person in this direction as well?
Right.
And I feel this is why a lot of people don't want to speak about accountability, because they are so embarrassed still about the fact that they've actually done some wrongdoings and they've caused issues, So I guess because of that, people choose to still attach themselves to toxicity, to that cycle. And it's going to be a forever cycle, because until you do the work and until you try to do better or be better, at least, you're forever going to find yourselves in these toxic situations where you are meeting the same toxic thing or the same toxic person, but in a different body with a different name.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I think that what you allow in your relationships, us as women, or just people in general, what we allow in our relationships is a reflection of the relationship that we have with ourselves. Yeah. So if you see these relationships where the men are constantly cheating, or there's some sort of like violence in a relationship, or, it's some toxicity. For me, what I've learned through my ups and downs is you can't expect a man to give you what he can't even give himself. If he doesn't love himself, how is he going to love you? If he doesn't treat himself with respect, if he's sleeping with every single person that he lays his eyes on, obviously he doesn't respect himself or his body. Why would he respect you?
Exactly.
So it's very much, I think, a self relationship first that women have to work on. And then from there, you will start to gain confidence in yourself and start setting boundaries. Like, these are the boundaries that I'm going to set. Yeah. And I'm not about to let people walk all over these boundaries, because we're about to realign this. And if you can't respect those boundaries, then you can get out. But
I think that's the thing with boundaries, though. Because people are not willing to talk about what they're trying to be accountable for. Right. How can you set boundaries on something where you're not even able to take accountability for your own actions and who you are as a person?
Yes, and that's the thing,
how
Lydia.
Can you set boundaries. Yeah,
that's the thing, Lydia. That's why it's very important. And how did you come to the point where you realized that you had to start taking accountability for what you were doing wrong? Like, did you just wake up one day and be like, I have to start being accountable, or how did that work?
So I've been to therapy. I've always been open about my therapy. I've been open about, me seeking help when I needed help the most.
Therapy is cool. Everybody.
Therapy is cool. Like, and I talk to myself daily. Like, it's crazy, but I actually talk to myself daily, and I feel like I have to, because I give myself that check-in.
Yeah.
am I better today than who I was yesterday?
Yes.
What did I do differently? And I do that every single day now. And I used to, if someone, like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I have my moments where the old Lydia comes in and she badgers and she moans and she nags, but that's not as toxic as it once was.
Right.
Now it's a little bit, okay, well, hold on a second. Do I want this person to invalidate how I feel, or do I actually want them to hear what I'm saying, them to actually say how they feel, them to also not feel invalidated?
Yes.
That way I'm also doing the work that I need to do because I'm listening to somebody else this time,
right,
as opposed to nagging and overreacting, which is what
yes.
I used to do.
Yeah.
So I guess, like,
and they have to be willing to communicate too, right, Lydia?
Yeah, this word communication, okay? This word communication. This word communication, okay? It's not a word that people actually know how to use correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel it's a word that is just thrown around because people say communication,
mm-hmm.
And
they don't know how to use it in a healthy way. They don't know how to communicate in a healthy way.
Yeah, they don't. People say the word communication and they don't know how to use it in a healthy way. They say communication. They say they want to fix things. They say they want to talk about their errors and whatever. Yet one of the most smallest thing can irritate that person so much that it allows them to feel as if they can cause drifts between the person and that relationship and what they're building.
Yes.
So it's like, do you really want a relationship with this person? Do you actually want to get to know each other, go through those trials and tribulations, learn to fix things along the way, give one another clarity and consistency, use the appropriate comprehension so you're both understanding one another?
Yes.
Or do you just want to shit on each other? Like, what do you want to do? Because you can't have both.
Right. I totally agree on that. I do think that that's why therapy is so important, because it can give people ways, relationships, tools on how to communicate properly. And also it could teach, single therapy is good just as much as couples therapy, in my opinion. I think people need individual counseling and couples counseling, and everyone needs it, because you know what it is? It's almost as if, because your friends, like, when you're paying a therapist, you're paying like for the professionalism. Like, you tell your friends your business and your friends is like championing you, like, yeah, girl, they'll jump in.
No, don't go back to him. Don't go back to him. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's broke. He's there.
And they won't hold you accountable for your actions. They'll jump in behind your toxicity and tell you, yeah, girl, you right. Curse him out. He shouldn't have been doing that. He shouldn't have. So that's why I think, like, it's really important for people to have that individual counseling and that couples therapy. So, you heard it first here with Lydia. She said that one of the main things that helped her learn how to become accountable for her actions and getting the help that she needed to start her journey. And Lydia is really like about that life. This show, I really want to be open and honest, and, people who tap into this, I want them to get to know me a little bit better. But, for those that don't know, I struggle with my weight, up and down, up and down, up and down. 100 pounds skinny, 100 pounds bigger, 80 pounds skinny, 50 pounds, 40 pounds, whatever the case is. I've always had like weight issues and different things of that nature. And Lydia knew about that. And she's like, listen, I'm texting you. I'm making sure you're good. Like, she's the type of person that's like, listen, you need a tribe. You need like a support system. Like, I got you. I understand where you're coming from. I got you, Angie. I love you. You may have gone through some similar situations, maybe not to the fullest of extent like mine, but you were definitely there for me with that. And that, like, I so appreciate.
I've not done that in a while, though, so I'm definitely sorry for that. I've not checked in for a while.
Listen, but that's okay, because I know if I needed you and I called you 3:00 in the morning, whatever time it is on your end, and I'm like, Lydia, I need you. I know you'll be there.
At least you know. At least
I know that. I know that for a fact. Don't worry about that.
That is a big fact.
And when I say that I'm proud of you, it's because you live all of the work that you've done. When I say that Lydia, mind, body, and soul, she's in the gym all the time exercising to keep her mind healthy. She's in the, gym exercising is not only to exercise to look good, it's to keep you mentally healthy. Drinking her water. Hello, let's cheers our water, girl. Drinking your water, going to your therapy, exercising. Do you think how important do you think that is for mental health? The exercising and the therapy, and is that what really like helped you be able to break away from that toxic relationship and be able to like move on?
I guess like from that toxic relationship, I was single for a little bit and then I wound up in another relationship. And the relationship that I was in, we had our ups and downs, and I knew the red flags that were there. I stayed in that relationship longer than I should have.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I was still doing the work. I was very fresh to doing the work when I first came into that relationship. So from one, I went into like 9 months later, I went into another relationship.
Yeah.
I think looking back on it now, I should have stayed single.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I'm very God-fearing, okay? So
yeah,
like God didn't want me to be with him.
Yeah.
Like that's a fact that
Yeah.
certain things had happened and God did not want me to be with him. And that's okay. And I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
But my work, my core work, it really began once lockdown happened.
Wow.
Yeah. So in
That's
like 2 years, my mindset just shifted.
Yeah.
My calmness, like I'm a completely different person now. I'm very, very calm. Like even my mum said, like my mum was like, so you've broken up with this person, like you're no longer upset. Like, do you not want to cry? Because I didn't cry.
Yeah.
When we broke up, I didn't cry. And this is the thing that people just didn't understand. They were like, are you okay? Like, but
right.
My friends, okay, so my girlfriends, okay, they were questioning everything. Like, they were like, how is it possible that you just broke up with someone and you're not crying? Like,
right.
Did you love this person in the first place?
Yeah.
So when this question was asked to me, and they said to me, like, did you love him in the first place? Looking back on it now, I don't think I loved him the way that I thought I did, because if I loved him, I would have cried. I would have shown that emotion.
Mm-hmm.
But I was mentally checking out
already.
So I was already going through the breakup whilst I was still with him, mentally processing what was happening between him and I, and working out every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So my therapy wasn't just me speaking to my therapist on the Zoom call, but it was me waking up every single morning and training at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Because I set up like a little gym at home when lockdown happened in order for me to keep on going.
Yeah. Because that's what it is, Lydia. I think that whatever your mind focuses on, you harp on. So, if there's women out here that, are going through a breakup or have been in that situation where y'all are mentally checking out, I think it's important to put new things and new experiences in your life and put your focus in new directions and new beginnings. Like set a goal for yourself, like, the training goal that Lydia had, or it could just be like, vacations to look forward to, or start implementing new things in your life. This way, you're not focusing so much on that relationship and that loss and that breakup, because the more that your mind focuses on that, the more that you're going to go into sort of like, you're going to kind of like backpedal.
Cycle.
Exactly. Cycle instead of moving forward. So I think that was really helpful that you had those tools in place and you were able to, because a breakup is like somebody died. It's like literally having like, that's a big loss for people.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
It is, isn't it? Like, don't you think if you were together with someone for like 10 years and then, you break up with them, it's like, that loss feels like a death.
So I think I process things differently. And I think this is one thing that scares my family.
Mm-hmm.
My family have said this as well. Like, I can detach myself very quickly when I know that something is coming to an end.
Oh, yes, me too. I can do that too.
And even with the relationship that I was in for 4 years, like, even that relationship, like, yeah, I cried and whatever, but I knew that, okay, he hasn't died, okay?
Yeah.
I've not died.
Right.
This ain't shit, okay? Right. This isn't shit. It's not meant for me. Snap out of it. And that's exactly what I had to do. And I detached myself so quickly.
I love that.
And that's what you need to do. We can't get attached to people who we know are already going to be temporary. And
wake it up. Wake it up.
We already like miss the red flags. Okay. We already miss red flags.
Lydia, you know I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna be putting this as a clip on my page. Go ahead, Lydia. Yeah. Go ahead.
Listen. We already missed the red flags, right? We missed the red flags. We turn those red flags pink because we think we're going to a carnival. Okay, we're going to a carnival. We're going to the fairground. We're going to all of these parties and whatever, these festivals and this, that, and the third. And we're bringing that toxicity that we have by enjoying all of these desires into these relationships, and then we're good to go. We're like, yeah, you know what, this is fun. Like, let's go on the fairground. Let's go on the bumper cars today. You know, let's bump into another relationship.
Oh Lord, yeah. Listen, man, that attachment, that stuff, whew, y'all do not allow yourselves to get attached to people, because trust me, that soul tie stuff, or whenever you're attached, it's going to be so hard to get rid of that attachment. Yeah, I can speak from experience, and y'all don't want to get involved in that.
I definitely feel like attachment is a very, very toxic thing. Like, how are you willing to, are you really willing to see that person as your partner? Cool, be my partner, be my best friend, okay? Be my partner, be my best friend, be my lover, but also understand that I also have boundaries,
right?
And I have a certain level of respect for myself, my mental health, and my emotional health. Where I'm not trying to consume you. I don't want to consume you. I want to be obsessed about you. Don't get me wrong. I want to love you. I want to dote on you. I want to be your best friend. I want to be your lover. I want to be your wife, your fiance, your girlfriend, whatever it is. I want to be all of those things. But I also don't want my duties as your woman and my mental health to also collide, where I then start to forget who I am and I lose myself.
Yes.
Because you fell in love with who I was.
Yes.
And that's who I want to continue being throughout.
Absolutely. You can't lose yourself in the relationship.
That's what I'm saying, and people lose themselves.
Yes. Yes. You have to have, it's so important. That's why, like, for me, this, you know what, this series, I said I wanted to launch this series and I was going to get real in this series about myself. And I guess let's get real here. You know, listen, I'm gonna get real. You know, me personally, because it's so funny, because in my normal podcast, this is the Ladies VIP series where we get a little bit more personal, but in my normal podcast, I'm interviewing other people. So I never really put the light on me and like share anything, but it's good because people, it will help people. Maybe hearing my side of, like, kind of how I think about things, right? For me, being single is very freeing and very empowering, because I get to be selfish and do all the work on myself that I need to do to prepare myself for the proper man. Now, do I get sexual desires? Absolutely. But I'm able to kind of, like, if I meet a guy, or maybe like it's a previous guy I've dealt with, or, you know, whatever, I can meet a guy, date him, be sexually attracted to him. The sex could be awesome, but it doesn't necessarily mean I want to be in a relationship with him or see myself building with him as a team or even want to introduce him to my family. I'm able to compartmentalize that. So when I think about myself being in a relationship, I'm peaceful single, because this is where I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty and do the shadow work and do all the things that I need to do on myself so I could present myself properly. Because I know if I was to enter a relationship now, there's so many unturned stones, Lydia, that I have to deal with, that it's just, I'm not in the proper place right now to be a great partner for someone in that way. So being single, ladies, is not so bad, because if you do the work while you're single and come out on the other side, you'll be in a better shape to be a better person for somebody else, you know?
And I appreciate that. I really do. And I think there is being peaceful when you're single, being at peace when you're single. Yeah, that's great. But then with that, it comes a level of loneliness. And there comes a point where we have got used to being single.
Mm-hmm.
We get used to being single. We get used to the peace. We get used to, sleeping by ourselves. We get used to the fact that we're going to have dinner for one tonight in our homes. We get used to those things because we've got used to the fact that we don't want anyone else in our space, because our space just feels safe for one person and it doesn't hold space for two.
Right.
But then that's when you also have to say to yourself, do I want to stay single forever? Do I want a bit of my peace broken a little bit? Do I want to have someone challenge me?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. For me, I look at it as there's always a goal in mind that I'm going to be putting myself out there when I'm finished the work that needs to be done. Mm-hmm. So it's still on my mind, but you don't want to make a hasty decision and just take anybody just so you have a warm body next to you in the bed, because then that can happen too. And that's how people get into these relationships that they're like, oh, I'm not even, go ahead.
No, go on.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want that either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to just take anybody.
But I'm not saying take anybody. Do the vetting. Make sure you're vetting. Make sure you're seeking if that person does actually align with you. Make sure you're doing the work enough to find out, well, you know what, does he go to the gym as me? Does he like to eat sushi? You know, does he enjoy all of these things? Does he believe in God?
Yes.
First and foremost, like, can you pray for me the way that I'm going to pray for you?
Absolutely. And is he willing to look past? Is he willing? Because there's a lot of people that want to ride the limo with you and have fun, but is he willing to sit down and unpack the bags with you? Is he willing to work on himself while you're working on yourself? Is he going to have the patience for you and your insecurities, or you and your problems, or your past traumas from childhood? Is he going to have the patience to help you deal with that? Is she? So you got to find somebody who is willing to sit there and go through that stuff with you. And not a lot of people are willing to do that. So instead of waiting around for that, do it on your own. And if along the way you do find somebody, make sure that person is worth it. Make sure that person respects you. Make sure that person treats you like a queen. Make sure that person never shames you for any type of insecurities you have or anything that you're dealing with in your life. Because you deserve better than that. Don't let them come into your life and make it seem like you crazy. Because then it's like, you have a man for what? To come in your life and beat you down even more in the head? No. So my thing, so my thing is like, you know what, Edge, do the shadow work. All right, you definitely gonna get, you definitely gonna want to have sex sometime. So if a person, if you could get that done, then that's a good thing. What I really need to do is be abstinent while I do the shadow work, Lydia. That's what I really need to do.
I mean, look, I've not been intimate in a while. Okay. So for me, it's like, I don't want to just let anyone in my space. I don't want to let anyone near me. I'm very, very selective when it comes to someone I'm intimate with.
Well, how do you deal with the horniness? Should I just purchase a whole bunch of toys? Like that's the problem. I get like I'm like I need to have
See, you see, for me, I don't want to desensitize myself.
Yeah. Oh,
I
Lord, Lydia.
Listen, I mean, look, like I said, sex is a very, very intimate thing. Okay. And I need to be able to really trust someone.
Yeah.
In order for me to even sleep with you, in order for me to even share my bed with you and let you that close to me, because me letting you into my mental is a big thing already. Me letting you into my body and my soul, that's something completely different.
Right.
Because I can keep my body, but I can't keep my soul when you leave. Because
no, absolutely.
If you're a soul snatcher.
Yes. But you know what, Lydia? I mess up because I'm not the type of person that's like promiscuous with new bodies. I don't go and just like get random guys that I don't know. I think my issue is I'll have somebody that I feel really comfortable with, that I trust a lot, and I do that. But then that's not good either, because it's not good to have those attachments to certain situations that aren't going to be going anywhere. For like they're not going to, there is no future in that, or there's nothing going forward. So it's just going to be,
it's time wasting.
Right. Absolutely. So take it from me, y'all. I think what I'm gonna have to do is what Lydia is doing. Huh?
Just get a toy for some of you. So some of them won't be able to like hold it, like not go without it, because it is difficult to not go without it. Is.
Oh yes, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of mental, but I think that's part of the whole like detoxing and cleansing, the whole getting focused, not procrastinating, eating right, exercising, abstaining from sex, doing the soul search, and doing those kind of things, because everything else is just distractions.
But you're also going to have to want to implement those changes, because you can't do those changes without actually you pushing yourself over that first hurdle. And that first hurdle is always, I'll start again on Monday.
I know. Yes.
I'll start again on Monday for some people means just that. And then they start on Monday, then Monday goes to Tuesday, and then there's been no progress.
Right.
So your shadow work, even though we're saying start again on Monday, continue that throughout the week. Don't just start on Monday and not finish until Sunday.
Absolutely. I agree. So yeah, I mean, I feel like, what would you say before we get into the topic? What would you say is your tips to stay motivated, mind, body, and soul? If you have to give like 2 or 3 tips.
That's a good one. Tips to stay motivated, mind, body, and soul. I'll say mind-wise. Ask yourself every single morning, and this is what I do. I ask myself every single morning, is what I'm feeling now good for my heart, and is it good for my head? Is it good for my brain? Is it good? Is it good for my heart? Is it good for my brain? Do I want to hold this, joy or this anger? Or do I just want to accept it for what it is now and then let it go? Because, you know what they say, if you consume something for too long, it makes you bitter inside.
Yes.
And you become very resentful. Do you want to be that resentful person? Or do you just want to move forward? So I would say every single morning, ask yourself, like, is what I've gone through, is it worth to my mind? Is it going to hurt my mind? Is it going to upset my mind? Is it good for my heart? Is it good for my brain? Ask yourself.
Absolutely.
I would say that for sure, hands down. I think when it comes to body, get yourself into the gym, like train, like even if it's not the gym, go for a walk, go for like a 5K.
Yes.
Walk, okay. Go for like a hike or something.
Get moving.
Get your 10,000 steps in.
Yes.
And if you do 10,000 steps, like even if you do 5,000 steps, okay, like 5,000 steps is like 25 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever it is. Even if you do 5,000 steps and you keep those 5,000 steps going, and the next day do 6,000 and be like, oh, I feel really good. Like, just do something.
Yes.
Do something to make that transition really work for you.
Absolutely.
And then you'll start to feel the change.
Yes.
And then
soul,
body and soul. So I would say so speak with God.
Yes. Open up that Bible.
Because like, I'm not gonna lie, I've not read the Bible in a very long time, but I do pray.
Yeah.
I do pray and I do speak to God as much as I can. And I think I wouldn't have got to certain places I have now if I didn't feel the way I felt about God.
Yes. And connecting.
And I don't go to the church every single Sunday. I'll be lying if I said I go to church every single Sunday. I don't go to church every single Sunday. I used to, but I don't go to church every single Sunday. But I still make it my aim.
Absolutely.
To ask for guidance and to ask for clarity. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing in this world, not one thing, not one person that can overshadow my clarity, because my clarity, I'm going to seek it from God. I'm not going to seek it from myself or anybody else. I'm going to seek it from God first.
Absolutely.
And whatever feeling I get from being open and from speaking with God is the feeling that I'm going to go with, which is going to make my ultimate investment decision. So there is nobody else can give me clarity. Nobody else but God. Nobody else.
Yes, we love that, Lydia. And Lydia's not going anywhere, but if y'all want to tap in with her, her information is going to be in the description of the video as well. But you could catch her at Ellie_MX MXOX. That's where you could find her.
Yeah, so it actually stands for like Lydia Eleanor and then my surname.
XOX. I love that. XOXOX. So yeah, before we get into the topic, y'all know it's Women's Month. I keep saying that. What are some women that motivate and inspire you? And then I'll tell you mine.
Oh, women that motivate and inspire me.
It could be celebs, it could be your mom, it could be anybody.
Yes, I would say like, and it's going to sound so cliche as well, but the first two people who I would say motivate me and push me are definitely my grandma and my mom, because my first word was grandmother in Greek. Aww. Like it wasn't even mom, it was grandma. It was
grandma.
It was yeah. That was my first word in Greek.
I love that.
So, and that's because like my mom and my parents, like they used to work really, really hard. Okay. So we used to spend a lot of our time with my grandfather, my grandmother, and I've got my grandmother's namesake. So
I love that.
She's called Lydia, I'm called Lydia. So there's two hectic Lydias in the world, like in our family.
My grandma's name is Angela too, just like me. I'm named after her.
Yeah, I mean, Italians and Greeks, this is what we do. We name our children after grandparents and parents, you know? So I would say, yeah, my mom and my grandma, because my grandma, a lot of the reasons that I believe in a lot of my blessings and a lot of my spirit now moving in a different direction comes from her, because she is very God-fearing and she speaks to God every single day.
My grandma was like that too.
Every single day without fail, morning to the time that she sleeps.
Yeah.
And she definitely has pushed me more into that direction of, you know, aligning myself spiritually and you know, around God. Definitely. Yes. I would say her and my mom. I think the next people after that would be, celebrities don't inspire me. They don't. Celebrities don't inspire me. They don't motivate me, they don't inspire me. I will listen to the things that they say, you know, like Tony Robbins, you know, The Secret, and reading all of these great books and stuff, and listening to great speakers, and, you know, Grant Cardone on Clubhouse, and you know, listening to all of these people. But these people at the end of the day are still not going to pay for, you know, my bills. So the only person that can inspire me is me, because I'm in competition with myself. I'm not in competition with them. You know, they can only give me the advice that they would feel suits
them,
me,
or suits
you. Them. Will suit me and suit them. But it's generic, because I'm a completely different person to somebody else.
Absolutely.
So how I may process something and what I may do may be completely different to how somebody else may do things. So my timeline could be shorter, it could be longer.
Absolutely.
To be inspired and to be motivated. But it all just depends on, you know, what kind of situation it may be. But I guess, like I said, for me, I do things in my own time. Like, I don't like being pressured. I don't like being pushed. Don't force me to do something that, you know, you wouldn't want to do yourself, you know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I will definitely say that my mum and my grandma, celebs are a no. And I'd say two of my friends, Elizabeth and Charlotte.
Shout to them.
Shout out to Elizabeth and Charlotte. So they are like my best friends. Elizabeth, I've known her for like 21 years. Like, she is my homegirl.
Love that.
And she always gets into the gym when she knows that I have made a transition, because she tells me that I inspire her all the time.
I love that.
Yeah. And she's now started her weight loss journey, and she started her weight loss journey because she saw that I was losing weight and I was doing all of these different things. So for me to be able to be an inspiration for someone, and they inspire me because she keeps on going. And she's kept on going. So
I love that.
And those are things that I hold dearly. And Charlotte, she's just, I don't know where to begin with Charlotte. Charlotte is, me and her, we have this bond, like, from when we first met, and it has been on the up ever since then.
Aww.
And she's just someone who, she's very, very grounded. She sees things. She's not erratic in her behavior or how she talks to people. She's very like black and white. This is what it is. This is how you should get there.
Yes, you need those type of logical people in your life. Those people that have those logics, you definitely need them in your life, especially if you're going to be getting advice from those people as well. Those are the type of people to get advice from. I love that. And so the women that motivate and inspire me, I'll go with spiritual first. My grandmother, definitely. She has passed. Both my grandmas have passed. But my grandma, she, a woman of God, like literally just loved God so much. Always instilled that in us. And and this is what I want to shout out to everybody. If you're intimidated by the Bible, because I bought when my grandma passed, I made sure the things that I took out of her house was mostly all the spiritual stuff, her holy water, her Bibles, and she had the New King James Version, which I wasn't able to understand, but I still wanted her Bibles, her rosaries. She was, old school Italian Catholic. So I just wanted all that stuff because I wanted to be connected spiritually to my grandma. But I wasn't able to read the Bible. I didn't really understand it. So I went to Barnes and Nobles, and this Bible that I have here, this is like a regular American version. This is like, or, like plain English. Like the verbiage that they talk in here are like normal, like how me and you are talking now. They just converted what was in the previous language to just like new age. So don't be scared. And so this is the Bible that I work out of.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared of the Bible, because once you start really opening it up and understanding it, you're going to see there's so much dope stuff in here that's really going to help you out. And there's a lot of apps now that help you read the Bible through the whole year. And then if you get like the New Age version, it will really help you. So I just wanted to shout that out. But yeah, definitely my grandma and her spirituality. And shout out to Miss Darby. She's also my spiritual mentor. She's alive. She tunes into all of my interviews. So shout out to Miss Darby, because she's really, helped me with my walk with God and learning how to get to know Jesus better and get closer to him. And when I was at my worst, Miss Darby really helped me, come, bring me to where I needed to be. So I love her. Let's see. Celebrities, the women that inspire me, I want to say Oprah Winfrey and Angie Martinez for different reasons. Oprah Winfrey, because I've been through so much in my life, and so has she, and she beat the odds as a woman. And also for her career too, because I've always watched Oprah growing up and I'm like, oh my God, I want to interview all these different people. This is so dope. And I just loved her grind, her hustle, and, how she was just against all odds and, coming from, abuse, molestation, pregnancies, Oprah went through it all, and look at her now. Like, she has a life beyond her wildest dreams. And she always works so hard to uplift, empower, and motivate women. And she really cares about people. And I think that's dope. And then Angie Martinez, oh my God, her hustle is like no other. The hustle is like no other with Angie Martinez, man. She is what I could only wish to be career wise. And so they inspire me. Those are people that I look to, and they inspire me just by living, just by existing, Yeah. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to uplift, inspire, and empower people just by existing. Let them look at me and be like, damn. And like you were saying with the weight loss, one of my closest friends had lost like almost 100 pounds, and she didn't tell me. I didn't see her for a while. And then when she came to see me, just me being able to see her, Lydia, and seeing that she did it, that's how I lost that original 100 pounds. Like, she was the person. Amazing. She was the person who, I gained most of it back, but we're on an up and up, like back and forth. I've gained 50 during COVID, but lost 40. So far I'm down 40, which is awesome. But anyway, that's beside the point. But yeah, she definitely motivated me when I saw her. I was like, wow, if she could do it, I can. So a combination between
Team Thick, just remember Team Thick, okay?
Yes. So it was a combination between her and God. And then most recently, Coach Christina has really inspired me. I want to give a shout out to Coach Christina. I freaking love Coach Christina. Don't you love her?
Coach. We love Coach Christina. Listen, Coach Christina has heard us talk about so many things. This woman has heard us cry. She has heard us curse. She has heard us
Lord, talk. Yeah.
Listen. Coach Christina has heard us say the absolute most. She has heard us call every single person who has pissed us off.
Yes.
Bitch this,
yes.
Bitch that, going crazy on people.
Pop off. We popped off. She's seen us pop off. She's seen us at our worst and at our best, and she still loves us. And she is so I love her. Shout out to Coach Christina. So we love that.
Coach. We love you, Coach.
Yes, we love you. All right, Lydia, let's get in before we get into games and stuff. And because, I don't want to keep you here all night, because for those of y'all that don't know, I'm recording this in the afternoon, but it's the evening time for Lydia over in the UK. So I don't want to keep her here all night. But I did want to talk about this topic. We could touch on this. Today's topic, and I think it's a good segue too, is pretty privilege a thing? That's what I wanted to talk about today. Is pretty privilege a thing? What do you think?
Oh, damn you.
Let's open it up. Listen, you want me to start?
Yeah.
I think it is a thing. I think it's a gift and a curse. I know for a fact that I was treated. Listen, no matter what weight I am, I'm able to get men. I'm cute, whatever the case may be. But there was a different level when I was slim, when I got skinny. I was treated, I'm not even on front. I was treated differently when I was skinny as opposed when I was thickums. I feel like I'm attractive either way. I don't, think I'm ugly. But I do think that there's a certain level of privilege when you achieve what the aesthetic standards are.
What's been normalized.
Or what's been normalized for aesthetics. I do think that there's some sort of privilege that goes along with that, which I also think that it sucks. It could be a gift and a curse as well. But I do think that there is a such thing as that. What about you?
Damn, bitch.
You could be honest. I mean, listen, because you know what? It's not us, because we treat people with respect. From, we don't care, the janitor to the CEO, not aesthetically what the norm is to what it is. Like, I feel like we don't subscribe to that. I feel like maybe the world does. So just what are your thoughts on that? It's not saying that that's what you do in your life.
Nah, I mean, I think pretty privilege does exist. It does. Let's not scare over it. Pretty privilege does exist because
it opens doors. It opens doors.
It does. It opens doors. Like I don't pay.
Yeah.
I don't pay for things. Like sometimes I pay for things. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I do, but like dates and dinners and stuff like that, I don't pay for.
Yeah.
And you know, clubs as well. Like I get tables, I get free entry, I get all of these different things. So it pretty privilege really does exist, and it does open business opportunities as well.
It does. It does. It does. And it opens up. That's what I was going to say. Like it opens up it does. It helps. More money is going to come in your pocket. You're going to save a lot of money. So where do you think that comes from? Do you think it's just society, or do you think it's men?
That's a good question. So I guess for me, I feel pretty privilege comes from the fact that men have enabled this behavior. Because they're very selective with who they feel is or deemed is you know, pretty or gorgeous, or who is very feminine, who isn't feminine. You know, if you've got masculine energy, then you ain't getting shit from me, kind of thing.
Right.
Like, you know, how many times have we heard it? Like men calling bitches because she's got this standard of how she wants to be treated. But then at the same time, men are partly to blame for the demons that they have created. So you are also partly to blame for pretty privilege, because you've set these standards of what is deemed as pretty or gorgeous or whatever, that people now think that that's the normal and what they should be accustomed to.
Brainwashed.
You're brainwashed, exactly. And because of that, because of you being brainwashed into these situations with people, and the fact that, you know, pretty privilege is now seen as normal. Pretty privilege is now seen as normal, because you're allowing yourself to accept those things. You've normalized it, where society now is so toxic.
Yes,
they accept pretty privilege,
and people are going more and more, you know, under the knife. I've worked at a plastic surgeon's office for years, you know, and I do realize that I got the job because aesthetically, I mean, I was aesthetically appropriate for the job. You know, you have to have a certain look to work. You know, so I do get it. But I do notice that the more standards we're putting on women, the more they're going under the knife to get certain jobs. Oh, well, you know, I can't work at this club or be this bartender unless I have this body part, or unless I do this. And it's getting to the point where it's like, when is enough enough? You know, like, I think a lot of times, you know, people come in when I worked at a plastic surgeon's office, like with pictures of other people. I want a Nicki Minaj butt. I want an Amber Rose, you know, waistline. I want this. I want that. It's like, they don't even look like that. This stuff is photoshopped. They have cellulite. They have, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, no, I have to look like this. I have to be perfect. I have to get lipo touched up every single year because God forbid I have one role. I have to get a BBL. Hips are in right now. I need to get hips. You know, this color skin is in right now. I got to either tan or I got to get lighter. You know, I've had clients and also working in beauty. I've had clients that literally, you know, they might be a foundation shade 3 and they want to be a 1. And I'm like, well, your color's 3. And they're like, no, I need 1. Or the opposite, you know, this is in now. Let me, you know, be this complex. So it gets crazy. It's like, where, at what point are we a slave to it? So if we feel like, okay, to some degree, men put the pretty privilege in place, and then women, do we just keep it up? Because what I find interesting, and this is shout out to 2 other women, shout out to Rihanna, who was the very first woman who put plus size models on her runway for Savage Fenty. And then you see Skims, they have plus size now, and all these other fashion designers. She kind of put that imagery out there. And then you have Lizzo out there like, hey, thick girls, let's go. You know, like, she's like, I don't care if you're uncomfortable seeing my big butt. I'm going to be out there shaking it. So it's like, you know, I feel like they're doing their part to kind of just like be inclusive with what beautiful is. But I do think we live in a society where it's like pretty, this is what the standard is. And now we're on a treadmill trying to achieve that. And it's getting to the point where it's like, I don't know. What do you think? Is it getting crazy or what?
I do feel like it's getting crazy. I feel like the whole surgery thing is getting out of control.
Yeah.
Like, people think I've had surgery.
And if you did, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't anything wrong with it. But people look at me and think that I've had surgery and that I'm out here trying to look a certain way or be a certain way. But I've had, like, my ass is my ass. My
same here. The Italians and the Greeks. Hello, the Italians and the Greeks.
Boobs on my boobs, and without a bra, they sag. Like, right. And that's just normal. I've got cellulite. You know,
yeah.
I've got cellulite. I've got rolls. I'm not perfect.
Yeah,
like, I'm never going to be perfect, and I accept that, and I get that. I'm never going to be perfect, and that's why, like, I felt when I was in Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so different.
Yeah.
I felt very different to all of the other girls. Like, all of the other girls looked the same. Like, they had like these skinny legs with like these huge asses.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, I feel like it's only getting worse. I don't feel like it's going to get better.
I know.
Because as time changes, there's going to be something else that's, now we should do surgically.
Yeah.
Like, what else can we do to improve ourselves and stuff like that? And it's a shame because I can't keep up with these trends. I can't.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want to look like every other bitch. Like,
absolutely.
And look what Kanye even said in his most recent post. He's like, you know, there's only one Kanye, but there are plenty of Kims.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, save that for Hot Topics because we're going to talk about Kim and Kanye. I'm going to ask you about that.
Let me even find it now, okay? Because this thing, okay, it turned a few heads, and I have never seen so many men, okay, repost what he had said. Okay, hold on a second.
While she finds that though, I disagree. You know why? Because they could all look like Kim, but they're not going to have her intelligence. They're not going to have her drive. They're not going to have her bossness. That's not even a word,
but look.
Oh my! This was on Twitter, Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah.
What did he say?
Kanye wasn't lying when there's 1,000 yous, but there's only one of me.
Who said that? Him?
Kanye, yeah.
Oh Lord!
Don't know if you can see.
What was the quote again, Lydia?
There's 1,000 yous. There's only one of me.
He did that to hurt her and be petty and embarrass her. He knows that he can get another Kim lookalike from Wish, but that's not gonna. She's not her.
Nah, I mean, I've just sent it to you now. But you know, that may be the case. Okay, that may be the case. That may be the case.
Wild.
She may not. You know, be Kim K. Okay, she'll never be Kim K. Okay, there is only one Kim K. But anything that's the next best thing will work for Kanye because he will mold her.
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna make her into someone or something.
Absolutely.
And this is what I feel is very toxic about Kanye, sorry. He gets attached to people and then he tries to change that person.
Oh, yeah.
And he tries to change people and he molds people.
Right.
And he does that based on the fact that he has his own demons and his own issues that he's not willing to work on. And he isn't, because his mental health is fucked up. Like his mental health is crazy.
And shout out to my girl Maya the Bee, because she kind of like made me realize something. She was like, when he does all that changing with women, it's almost like he has this God complex. Like, who are you that you think you can just come in someone's life and kind of just like change them about who they are? Yeah, it's just like, it's so crazy. But we're gonna get into them when we go into the hot topics, because you know they've been in the news, girl. And it's so crazy because you're up on like what's happening here in the American news, even though you're in UK. So that's why a lot of these topics are American. But I'm like, Lydia knows what the hell's going on.
Listen, like I know everything. Okay, I see everything. I hear everything. I may not talk the evil, but I definitely see it, and I make sure I sidestep. Okay, I sidestep that evil. I sidestep that evil.
But yeah, so I guess we could agree, Lydia, that pretty privilege is a thing, right? And even though it is a thing and it can help you get jobs and, you know, it does open doors for you and different things of that nature, pretty privilege could get you in the door, but what's after that is what's going to keep you in the door. And this is what I always say. I would rather have respect than attention. If you look good, you're going to get that attention. It's going to get you in the door. But what is it what's going to come after that that's going to keep you there? And then also what's going to give you that respect? So it's more than just being pretty. You got to have it. You got to have more than that, you know, in life.
It's us selling our souls, and that's what we're doing. When you're pretty, okay, and when you've got that pretty privilege, and when you've got access to people with money and whatever it may be, money, power, business opportunities, whatever, you're selling a part of yourself to get there as quickly.
Absolutely.
So I've had many opportunities, and I've not taken any of them because like even getting flown out, I've not accepted one person to fly me out.
Yeah. Because
and I mean, it's weird for me because guys in the UK don't fly girls out. They barely even come to your house nowadays to pick you up and do those traditional things. Okay,
so that is disgusting.
Yeah, guys in the UK, okay, when it comes to traditional dating, the ones that I've come across aren't really like that. Apart from this one guy, okay, like this one guy that I went out on dates with, okay, he drove 4 hours 3 times a week, bitch, 3 times a week to come and see me and take me on dates.
Aww.
Yeah, and it's just like with the whole even getting flown out thing, like that, even that there comes a certain obligation with that. There's a contract with that. If I'm flying you out,
you better give me some of that thing, girl.
Hello.
Right.
Like, you better drop those panties.
Exactly.
Your t-shirt and your panties on. No, Adina Howard. Like, freak like me. Freak like
dead.
Me. He's gonna want to get freaky, baby.
Yes. That's why I'm telling you, like, it's so important to have more than just that in this world. To have I have a page. shameless plug. Follow me on Instagram. It's called Angie's World of Beauty, and in the bio it says Angie's World of Beauty and Brains.
I love
because you need both. So, that topic we can definitely do a part 2 of this topic, Lydia. We'll definitely talk about that. Because I want you back on the ladies VIP. For sure.
We need to do another segment of this, I think.
We'll do a part 2 on this. But what I'll do is, because I don't want to keep Lydia here all night, we're going to go into a few games and then we'll wrap it up. And you guys are going to see Lydia again. Don't worry. She's going to be back on my show. And now that y'all know her already, we're going to be talking about hot topics, fun stuff. And if Lydia decides to share any of her personal business, that's on, her.
Slowly but surely, guys.
Right, exactly.
You have to ease me in.
All right, Lydia. So, we're going to play a game called Red Flag or Deal Breaker. So you're dating this guy and everything is going good except this one thing, right? So I'm going to tell you what the one thing is. You're going to tell me if that's a red flag, a deal breaker, or you love it.
Okay.
They only brush their teeth once a day. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it.
Not a deal breaker. Deal breaker.
Why? Tell us why, Lydia.
Deal breaker. Listen, hygiene is everything.
Yes, you see Lydia's beautiful teeth. You better be up to that standard, or Lydia ain't messing with you like that.
Hygiene.
Yes, and you gotta floss too, because your gums are what's holding your teeth in place. If you ain't flossing and your gums rot, you ain't gonna have no teeth. So make sure y'all floss too.
That part.
All right. They're a really bad tipper. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it?
Red flag.
Oh my gosh. You know what I realized, Lydia? What? Oh no. I usually do hot topics before we go into the game. Do you want to do hot topics real quick and then go back into... Okay, let's do the hot topics real quick. And then we'll go into the game. All right, y'all. All right, so talking about Kanye and Kim. Breaking news. There was breaking news today. Kim K is officially a single woman. They had a hearing today, a video conference hearing. Kanye was not present for that. He's on his 4th divorce lawyer. And yeah, so Kim showed up today and she's like officially single. What are your thoughts on this?
Good for her. Like, go Kim. Like, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Kim. I'm not. Like, I would be lying if I was her saying I was her biggest fan. I'm not. I'm really not. Like, I love her style now, okay? Her style now, but her style came from Kanye. Like, all of that, these shades and dark colors and things that she does, very neutral, very bland.
Yeah.
He made that
happen. He did.
Mm-hmm. He really made that happen, okay?
He did.
So...
You heard what he said to her, Lydia?
What did he say to her?
He said, West was the biggest W you ever had. Like he said West was the biggest W you had. So when he said that when you say that somebody caught a W, that means a win. Yeah. So he's basically saying like West was the biggest W you had. So he was basically like, I'm the biggest win you ever had in your life. But anyway, go ahead what you were saying.
But then Kim is the biggest loss that he's had because they were the ultimate power couple. They were very, very they were a power couple. Okay. Mm-hmm. And now he's just looking for clones.
Because she was his dream girl for years.
She was his dream girl. Yeah,
she was his dream girl. Mm-hmm.
She was. So I'd say, yeah, you know what? Good for her. Let her go and be single. But she wasn't happy for a while.
Yeah.
And she was changing. She was changing herself to make Kanye happy.
Yeah.
And there were things that she was doing that weren't the Kim K that we knew.
Yeah.
You know, like she was a lot more like, because I remember with the paparazzi, she used to love, the paparazzi.
Yes. And smiling pictures.
And smiling pictures. And now she's just very
yes.
Very standoffish kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which I get, over time you're gonna want to have your space, but that's not the Kim that we knew.
Yep.
So yeah, good for her. I'd say. Go be single, bitch. Go get that D. Go get your money. Okay, do what you need to do. Be happy.
Yeah,
and everything else is a bonus.
Absolutely. I can't say I'm a little bit sad that they're not together anymore, but I hope that they get back together. I don't know. I'm a sucker for their relationship.
You are dreaming.
I want them to get back together. But
you know they're not getting back together. Kim has made her decision, okay? Kanye is for the streets, okay? He is for the goddamn streets, okay? He is embarrassing. He is an embarrassing man, okay? He moved on with Julia Fox and now this Shanae influencer type girl kind of thing. Like, my guy, like at least with her, when she got with Pete Davidson, she was already mentally checking out from the relationship.
Yeah.
She was already mentally checking out. So her getting with Pete Davidson, it shouldn't really be a shock to anyone because she had problems with him, and women leave mentally before they've actually left.
Yeah, she's done.
Yeah, she's done. So now he's going through the process himself of, you know, trying to meet these different girls and these different women to fill voids that he's not willing to work on.
It's so embarrassing though, because honestly, he's too big of a star to be doing this corny stuff. Like, it's so corny to get a lookalike and parade this lookalike around. I don't know. It's kind of like, come on, you're better than this, Kanye.
That's why I said it's embarrassing. Like, it's a no from me. It is a no.
Yeah, it's definitely a no for me. All right, next topic I wanted to talk about. Are you aware of the Meg Thee Stallion Tory Lanez situation that happened in LA?
Yes.
So now, you know, the trial has happened, and then they went to court last week, and I think it got adjourned till April, and they said that either something with the gun, it was like inconclusive with Tory Lanez DNA on the gun. In this type of situation, and I know this had Clubhouse in a frenzy because it's like the men against the woman, because it's like Meg is so adamant about what happened and what is she saying happened to her and who shot her. And it's literally like the polar opposite side from Tory. So it's like, what is your thoughts?
I feel he did it.
Me too.
Okay. And I feel like,
I don't think Meg is lying.
I don't think she's lying either. I feel like he did pull that weapon out. I feel like he did shoot her.
Mm-hmm.
Why is she carrying a gun anyway? Okay, why would she carry a gun? She won't. Like, she's not going to carry a gun. So I guess there was this big thing as well with DJ Academics, okay? And DJ Academics had this whole chicanery bullshit story made up that the trial went ahead and all of these different things were said in court, and that, you know, Meghan was lying, and, you know, it's going to get thrown out when there was not even a court case for it to be thrown out in the first place.
Right.
And I guess, like, this type of situation, I think she is probably mentally and emotionally drained and devastated because she's being questioned on whether or not someone took out a pistol and tried to shoot her, kind of thing.
Right.
Like, why would anyone even make that up? Like, that's just insane. Like, who's got the time to make something like that up?
Yeah, she's a victim, and people are just like not believing her.
Yeah, so I would definitely say that I believe her over him.
Same.
His nappy hair. Have you seen his hair? Damn, his hair. His hair with no cap on or no headscarf or no nothing, like, it just looked.
First of all, he don't even have hair. He had like the
bald patches.
He was balding, and then with the receding hairline, and then he went and he what did he get? He got the he got the hairline transplant. But they didn't get the crown of it. Like, what happened up here? It looks insane, bunched up, disgusting. Like, first of all,
what I'm saying.
He's not even cute. He always, even before this situation with Meg Thee Stallion, you can ask any one of my friends. I've never liked Tory Lanez. There was always something about him that irked my spirit. Right before this happened with him, and he was doing like the quarantine radio when, you know, quarantine was happening, and he was on Instagram doing the quarantine radio, and he was in everyone's face and everything. I never tuned into quarantine radio. My friends could tell you, I'm always like, ugh. Like, he just skeeved me out all the time. There was something about him that bothered my spirit. So when that jumped off with Meg, I'm like, I'm not surprised. I knew there was something about him that was just like, ugh. I never liked him. Never. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna believe Meg, and I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, it is what 100%.
It is. I'm here for Meg. I'm here for Meg.
Yes, Team Meg. All right, y'all. So, all right, last topic before we get into this games. The Tinder. Did you hear about this? The Tinder. He got swindled himself. Did you hear about that?
He got swindled himself?
Yes. Let me read you what happened, girl.
Wait, do you mean about with his ex-girlfriend?
Well, you know the story because you probably saw the movie, right?
Yeah.
And so, now he was like doing cameos, like he was charging for cameos because they wanted him to, people wanted to pay to hear him say like, my enemies are after me. So he was charging like on this thing called Cameo, he was charging people and he was making his little hustle or whatever. But TMZ reported today that the Tinder swindler got swindled himself. I'm going to read you the story. He got G'd out of money. So listen to this. Yeah, this is so funny. And good for him because he's gotten, I don't even understand why this guy is not even in jail. This is so baffling to me that he's not in jail. It says, okay, so the Tinder swindler, the tables turned on the Tinder swindler, Simon Leviev. He was bamboozled himself in an Instagram scam. Sources familiar with the situation told TMZ that Simon was hit up last Thursday by a verified female on Instagram. She claims she'll help Simon and girlfriend get verified on the app through her boyfriend, saying that he worked at Meta, which is Mark Zuckerberg's tech company that owns Instagram, right? So the alleged swindlers went to great lengths to pull this off. After Simon FaceTimed the boyfriend, who was in a busy office, so they had like a busy office appearing like he was at Meta with employees walking around behind him. So the fake MetaMate said the only way he could give him the blue check on his profile as well was to delete the fake accounts under his name, and he would have to offer up $6,664. The payments were sent via PayPal through two separate transactions, one for him and one for his girlfriend. Shortly after, Simon's manager found that the deal was suspicious and reached out to a team member at Meta who told him they don't charge for verifications. So before anyone could call out the swindlers, they completely scrubbed themselves from the internet, including the removal of their Instagram accounts, letting the swindlers walk away with the cash. So he was allegedly this guy here allegedly swindled countless women out of more than 10 million through Tinder, ghosting them once he got what he wanted. So yeah, the whole situation with him. So yeah, he got scammed. So the scammer got scammed.
About time. About time.
Yes, definitely.
Could you imagine the Tinder swindler trying to swindle Greek people, Italian people, Black people? Like, could you imagine that happening? I doubt that could ever happen.
I can't even deal. I cannot even deal. Like
Greek people barely even want to pay for like parking. Okay, we barely even want to pay for parking in spaces. We are not going to be swindled out of our thousands that we've built up.
Girl, they were freaking taking out loans for hundreds and hundreds of thousands. A man could barely even get a cab money out of me. I'm looking at him crazy if he's asking me for cab money. Imagine taking out freaking loans in my name of hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's insane.
You must be out of your goddamn mind if you think I'm taking out a loan, okay? For you, okay, in my name, okay? I've been there and I've done that. I'm never doing it again. I'm never doing it again.
Girl, I mean, listen, but that was probably somebody that you was in like a full-blown relationship with. Like, these girls had just met him and then they're like, oh, he's like, I love you, I want you to be my wife. And then it's like,
yeah, it was with people that I was in relationships with, but even then I don't think I should have done those things anyway.
Yeah,
like, looking back on it now, I don't think I should have just listened to my mom, okay? Because when my mom says to do something, I really need to start paying attention and do those things, because it will save me a lot of heartache and a lot of struggle. And you know that saying, mums know best?
Yes.
They really do. Mums know best. I need to start listening to my mum a lot more, because she'd be talking a whole load of things and I don't listen.
Man, we definitely gotta listen to our moms. Okay, so those are the hot topics that I want to go over with you today. Don't Lydia, we gonna play a quick game. Then I'm gonna let Lydia get out of here. But tell them where they can find you again, Lydia. I'm about to put your banner back up.
Cool. So they can find me on Instagram. My Instagram is at LE_MXOX.
Yes, and baby girl.
You can find me on Clubhouse as well. Clubhouse with the same link. So at LE_MXOX.
Yes, follow Lydia and tell them a little bit what you do on Clubhouse and what you got planned for Lydia's Lounge and the rooms that you're involved in.
Yeah. So I've not got like any set ideas yet of what I'm going to be doing with like Lydia's Lounge on Clubhouse, but in terms of what I'll be doing is I'll definitely be networking, because I'm going to be working at some point a lot more with my PR agency, because I've got a PR agency that I've just opened up. I had my first sponsorship at the Super Bowl in February.
Yes,
I had a client, BLJ, one of ours sponsor the Super Bowl. So I will definitely be, promoting my business a lot more and trying to, build up my clientele. So
I love that. So yeah, definitely make sure y'all catch Lydia on Instagram at LE_MXOX. Definitely follow her on Clubhouse. Her information is going to be in the description. Yeah. Catch up with Lydia. Lydia's super dope, and catch her in the States real soon.
In April. I'll be there. I'll be in LA end of April at some point.
Yes, we love that. All right, Lydia, we're going to go into a quick game, and then we're going to get up out of here. And, we're going to come back for part 2 with the pretty privilege thing. Maybe I'll add like 1 or 2 girls in here so we could do a part 2. Well, this is a series. The Ladies VIP, that's going to be a series. So Lydia's going to be back again for another episode of that. So don't worry. Don't miss Lydia too much, because she's coming back.
I am definitely coming back.
All right, Lydia. So let's go. So check it out. So we were in the middle of red flag and deal breaker. All right. Mm-hmm. So they don't believe in anniversaries. They don't believe in anniversaries. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it.
Which anniversary?
They don't believe in, like, I guess, like any anniversary, like that y'all have, that first date anniversary, wedding anniversary.
Deal breaker, because I'm a sucker for those things.
Yeah, I'm old school. Yeah, I'm old school with that. Mm-hmm. They chew with their mouth open.
Oh, deal breaker. deal breaker. Mm-mm.
Same here. All right. They hate texting and they refuse to do it.
So how are we going to speak?
Girl, I guess they want to, I don't know. I guess, shoot, they just want you to call them.
They hate texting.
And refuse to do it.
I'll say red flag. I'm going to turn that red flag into a pink one. So
same for sure. And you know what, Lydia? I'm going to ask you a few would you rather questions. All right.
Go ahead.
Would you rather find true love today or win the lottery next year?
True love.
Aww. Love that.
True love.
Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or a coma for a decade?
That's a good one. Nah, coma for 10 years. I'd sleep. I'll happily sleep. Don't put me in prison with no
right.
I end up killing a bitch.
Have everyone you know read your thoughts, or have everyone you know access your internet history.
Ooh. Have everyone read my thoughts, because I don't listen. I can accept the shit that I Google. Okay, I can accept that, but read my thoughts. Yeah, read my thoughts. I want you to know. Okay, I want you to know.
I think I'm a pick. Y'all could check my internet history, because nobody want to know what I'm thinking. I don't need nobody listening to my thoughts, Lord.
Listen,
Okay.
They already are through your podcast, babe. They already are.
True that. I love my supporters or my haters too. Doesn't matter. I love it all, y'all. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
Universal respect.
Same. I picked that one too.
Universal respect.
Yep. Would you rather buy 10 things you don't need every time you go shopping or forget one thing you need when you go to the store? So each time you go shopping, 10 things, would you rather buy 10 things you don't need every time you go shopping or forget one thing every time, or forget one thing you need every time you go to the store?
Forget one thing.
So you'd rather buy 10 things you don't need every time you go? Lydia's like, listen, I'm a shopaholic, man. I just need stuff.
I'd rather shop.
Oh my God, Lydia, I love you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for playing with me.
Thank you.
And that is gonna, I love you. Yo, make sure y'all follow Lydia. This is gonna conclude our very first episode of the new series that I'm doing, the Ladies VIP, baby. All right, Lydia, you got anything to say before we get up out of here?
Madison, thank you so much for having me. I've had so much fun.
So did I. Love you so much.
Do this again with you. I really can't wait to do this again with you.
Are we doing it again?
I hope it's big.
Yes. Stay tuned for Pretty Privilege Part 2 featuring Lydia. Yes, we coming back. And like I always say, everybody, you could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be in Angie's world. And for that, I love you. Lydia, don't go nowhere. We out of here.